Another important part of the story to follow is the suspect who police say is responsible for all of this. And that's what our Cannon Seacrest has spent the day doing. He continues our team coverage today, joining me live in Wayne County. Cannon, as you've kind of searched through these documents, you've looked at the latest. Tell us what you've learned so far on this Thursday.
Well, first, before we get into those court documents, the pink ribbons that you mentioned earlier, Sarah, stretching all the way over here to Torrey as well. You can see them just put up on street signs, stop signs, just kind of all throughout the town here in Torrey. But now those new court documents do identify the suspect as 22-year-old Ivan Miller from Blakesburg, Iowa. And investigators say he has admitted to killing all 3 women. According to court documents, Miller told investigators his troubles started after he hit an elk near Loa, damaging his truck and leaving him without a way to travel. The call for help went to local tow company owner Gary Bryan.
Yeah, I was called by dispatch to go and pick up the pickup that had hit an elk up on SR 24 at mile marker 40.
Bryan says he spent about an hour with Miller that night, helping tow his truck and taking him to a local motel.
I couldn't believe it because I had been with him for approximately an hour that night, towing him in and getting all of his information and taking him to the motel here in town.
Bryan says nothing about Miller seemed out of the ordinary at the time.
Said that he was traveling through and he needed to get back to Iowa to help his brother with some construction work, and I didn't notice anything abnormal, and he visited with me just normally.
But investigators say days later, Miller would confess to a series of killings. Court documents say he first targeted an elderly woman at a home in Lyman, shooting her in the back of the head while she was watching television. Detectives say Miller then took her vehicle and drove to a trailhead near State Route 12, where 2 other women were shot and killed. Investigators say Miller took credit cards from the victims and used one to buy gas while trying to leave the area. Authorities say he was eventually tracked across state lines and taken into custody early this morning in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Miller is now facing 3 counts of aggravated murder. Those are all first-degree felonies, and he is currently being held in Colorado while authorities here in Utah try to find a way to get him back here. Reporting in Torrey, Sarah, back to you.